is being a cabin crew member a prestigious opportunity? What does it entail?
Kati what does it entail?
Kugendera kunyonyinga we. What does it entail? Financial mass eberetia. All those suits.
Kati nga oganye kugendera kunyonyi wiwe. There is another friend of mine. Yarabanga it has taken too much toll on my.
That is the facade on your face.
Yes.
Nagamba, yes, cabin crew, my life is done.
Down Nagamba. It is just only being a waiter in the plane.
Wow. Welcome home.
Yes. Ngagezako chimalamu sopo.
Owange namba. Baba bera houseboy ne house girl wa kunyonyi.
Ekitabo Beyond Accountability obuli bw'enguzi mu Uganda kiwandikiddwa Edward Kazibwe. Beyond Accountability kyanika obuli bw'enguzi mu bitongole bya gavumenti n'abantu ssekinnoomu bwe bakolagana okubulankanya ensimbi y'omuwi w'omusolo. Twogira ku bbula ly'eddagala mu malwaliro, enguudo embi wamu n'obwavu mu bannayuganda. Abakulu mu gavumenti bali ku ssente z'omuwi w'omusolo n'ezeewoleddwa mu mawanga g'ebweru bekkusa. Ekitabo kirambika obuli bw'enguzi okuviira ddala ku Obote eyasooka mpaka ku Museveni, okugeza akavuyo akali mu ddeeru ya zaabu n'amasanga agabbibwa Congo ku mulembe gw'Obote eyasooka, enguzi eyali mu Uganda Airlines nga NRM yakajja mu buyinza, emivumba gy'ennyonyi egyaguzibwa Uganda mu 1997 n'ensimbi ezaabulankanyizibwa mu nnamagye eddaani byakutaaga. Okuliyirirwa kuzze kukolebwa naye nga mukwemulugunya, okugeza Expect Trade Limited, Basil Engineering ne kampani z'abasajja balaba. Okubbibwa oba okubulankanya ssente za Global Fund ezaali zirina okujjanjaba abalwadde ba Mukenenya, omusujja gw'ensiri n'akafuba. Tebikomaawo, wabula ne ssente ezasasula abakozi ab'empewo mu magye, ensimbi za Goa n'emivuyo mu kampuni ya TriStar eyali ekulibwa Kananathan. Ensimbi ezaabulankanyizibwa mu lukuŋŋaana lw'amawanga agaali amatwale ga Bungereza olwali mu Uganda mu 2007, emivuyo gy'NSSF ne Temangalo, obuli bw'enguzi mu NADS, ssente za posta ezaabuzibwawo, ssente z'amagaali agaali galina okugabibwa abantu ezaabulankanyizibwawo, ssente za microfinance ezabbibwa, ssente z'akasiimo k'abakozi abali mu East African Community ezabbibwa, obubbi obwali mu ofiisi ya Ssaabaminisita mu 2012, akasiimo k'abakozi ab'empewo abaasasulwa okuyita mu Ministry y'ebyensimbi, emivuyo emirala egyali mu ofiisi ya Ssaabaminisita mu mwaka gwa 2021 egyalimu ssente ezabbibwa ezaali zirina okugula embuzi okuwa abantu e Karamoja n'amabaati agabbibwa abakungu ba gavumenti. Obuli bw'enguzi mu gavumenti ez'ebitundu, engeri gye bakozesa abantu abalala okutambuza ssente ze babbye mu gavumenti n'engeri gye bakolamu amakampuni ebweru w'eggwanga okukukusa eminyago gyabwe. Munnayuganda zuukuka, eno y'essaawa omanye eggwanga lyo. Akatabo kagenda fuluma nga 3 January mu library za Uganda zonna ne ku kibanja kya Amazon. Abayizi ba university bo baakwefunira kopi ez'obwereere. Era akeetaaze bwereeza okusaba ku kibanja oba email beyondaccountability@yahoo.com.
Okay, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear viewers. My name is Nachito Hanifa Chibira, the head Zamzam Nursery School, Nabweru, and I work at this school as the head teacher and with a big team behind me. Yeah.
What does it entail omwana okujja mu nursery school? How old should they be and what should they expect?
Joining the nursery section is quite simple, if I'm to say. Kyangu nnyo, mwana myaka 3, ebiri kitundu, that is for a girl. You can join the school. It is a very nice school. We have the love, we have the care, we have the abilities to be teacher parents, and our school fees are so affordable by every parent.
What activities should one wabale somana nursery school expect extracurricular, and how is the diet?
Okay. Our expectations from the parents should be very high. I know parents for the toddlers have very high expectations from the schools. Naye kyoba olina suubira ng'olese wano omwana wo tojja kujula. It is a full package. You get it all. We offer co-curricular activities, and earlier, since it is an Islamic school, we have 2 curriculums. We have the secular and the theology curriculum. As early as baby class, a child is able or is taught their religion and they really understand it with their norms and they practice the swala, they practice the du'as, and they can really deliver the learned activities to home, like the swala practice and so many others. We have aerobics, we have MDD. Every end of year we have the concert, the nursery concert, and we have to we get time to showcase all the children's talents.
Then health wise erina okubeera nga omwana ali just straightforward oba n'abaliko obulemu muba ya embracing?
Okay, that is quite a good question. Health wise, since we are under the Ministry of Education, it is a normal school when we are registered, so tutwala abaana abali obulungi. Obulemu buyinza obbaawo nga katini tugeze ayina okugulu kuyina kye kwajjamu, but they are able to walk, abo tubatwala. Maybe they have something in the hand but they are able to write, abo nabo tubatwala. Naye bali abalina ddala disability abatambingibwanga abaana aba special needs tuyinza obutabasobola. Maybe akabuuzo kakalala kenneerabidde, it's the feeding. We do feed our toddlers so well. We have a daily menu. From break they are given a snack, and each day we change that snack and we change the meals according to the day, and we release the kids back home with an evening tea, so such that they travel from home to school when they are not hungry.
Oh, thank you very much. What is your theme for the nursery and the school?
Our theme is to raise a well-equipped generation that is God-fearing.
The Investigator TV Uganda Airlines Special Edition, a victim's narration of the classified information that we have been always seeking. Wano ku Investigator TV, like, share and subscribe. Uganda Airlines, Kambaweyo brief profile. The Uganda Airlines history involves two eras. The original airline that started in 1976 to 2001, which was founded by the late President of Uganda, Idi Amin Dada, as the East African Airways that later collapsed, growing to serve Europe, Asia, and the Middle East before financial issues and mismanagement led to its liquidation. After years of inactivity, the airline was revived by the government, restarting operations in 2019 with a new CRJ 900 jet and others to serve regional and international routes, aiming to boost Uganda's economy and connectivity. That was and is Uganda Airlines. Today, I am in the co-host of a young, suave and focused gentleman, tall and debonair. Buza kubatulaba.
Abatuuliza n'abatulaba ku this special Uganda Airlines edition ku Investigator TV. Mbalamusiza nnyo basebo ne banyabo. Amanya gange bampita Omwami Imana Irabiz. And the reason as to why nsazeewo okubawaako those two names, which anybody out there, simanyi mukamango bantunuulire go bantunuulire kamera.
Tunuulira kamera.
Okay. The reason as to why nsazeewo sharing those two names, because anybody out there asobola ozitegeera na recognizing anti those two names are Rwandese. Oba kye tuyita abafumbira. The Rwandese born in Uganda, oba of late bebayita abavandimwe. And the reason as to why I've decided to share those two names is okujjawo. My two key reasons as to why nsazeewo sharing this story is okujjawo the misconception nti buli mu Westerner oba buli munyankole buli munyarwanda buli mukiga buli mutoro ali bulungi mu Uganda. Si bwe kiri naffe gye tuli abatali all that nti oba ffe abali mu kintu nga wemukyogera. Then ensonga eyokubiri for me sharing this story is I'm born and raised a Christian. I'm only fluent in 2 languages, which is Luganda and English.
And our audience is multilingual.
Yes, so nja kutabikamu. The other reason as to why nsazewo sharing this story is because I'm born and raised a Christian. However, nja kwewolako enjogera y'abannaffe abayisiramu because I've been in Dubai before, so I'm actually the only living Christian Muslim I know. I know nobody can agree with me on that, but I am. So nja kwewolako enjogera y'abasiraamu egamba nti when a person is faced with any injustice of any sort, you have 3 options. Option esooka kikyuse. However, oba tosobola kikyusa nga toyina maani ga kikyusa, then kivumirire. However, weobanga n'okukivumirira in a way kijja kuleetera obuzibu in a way, then the least you can do is speak about it. Kyogereko osirike. So that's the reason as to why nzize mu kamera zamwe baganda banga ba Investigator TV raliro okusharinga ku story yange, a personal story that I have with Uganda Airlines, and all I'm going to say is nothing but the truth. Era sizze mu kulumba, I'm not going to attack nobody, salira muntu musango, wabula sharing a story ntitomanya muna Uganda munange oba a youth out there like me ayinza okugwa mu nsobi oba neyesanga mu situation gyendimu, but because of my story now I'm making a wiser decisions oba nakivaamu in a better way than ze kenyini when akivaamu.
Obadde Dubai era tugambye weewoze ku ngombo z'Abawarabu. Osobola tuddiramu mu Warabu abali Dubai babitegeera.
Luwarabu sidu. Okay, nze olugendo lwange olw'e Dubai nagenda through an employment agency wane Uganda. Era I was a cab driver, so oluwalabu olutono lwemmanyiiko lwevugira nnyo ku bintu ebikwatagana ku taxi business, emmotoka nabyo byonna. Wabula kyenyinza obbagamba ka nsaba nziremu mbabuuze buto nga bwe mbagambye I'm both Christian and a Muslim at the same time. So baganda bange, my fellow Christians, praise God, and baganda bange abayisiraamu mbabuuzaako n'ekiramuso ekikyasinze ekitiibwa nti assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Awo nenziramu nti
noddamu nti wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Nange Jaco David Waluka 24/7 like an AK-47. Time tells tales. Like, share and subscribe. Nga omuvubuka yenna akula era nga ayina ebiruubirirwa, Mr. Iremana naye yasalawo bwe yalaba advert mu mawulire agende agezeeko omukisa gwe mu 2019 ku Uganda Airlines wano Entebbe. Jane yali alowooza mutino egenda mutwala afuuke omu ku abo abantu ababeera mu nnyonyi, mu luzungu tukiyita cabin crew attendant. Era n'engeri gy'alabika nga always alowooza mbu eyo smile ejja kubeeranga ku nnyonyi esanyuse flyers. Naye his quest to becoming a cabin crew member is both exciting, worrying, and a fearful journey for many who are aspiring to go into the same venture. Welcome to the show, Mwami Irimana. When did you decide to join or be part of the cabin crew recruitment drive?
Okay. Kati abatulaba nsaba mbazzeeyo katono. Nze journey yange with cabin crew per se yatandika only after I went to Dubai. Before I went to Dubai, I was an ordinary Ugandan boy or youth or man. Ngebirooto byange byonna byali bicentering around emirimu gye ndaba mu Uganda yaffe eno. Era nze prior to going to Dubai nakola nnyo mu mabaala as a waiter and as a bartender. And that is how I ended up working on the infamous, I would say, infamous boat cruise eyagwa mazzi. Mwena story yo mwagiwulira.
Oba eryato eryagwa mu mazzi nga bali ku cruise.
Ku cruise. Nali nkolera ku eryato as a bartender. That will be a story of another day. So, okukola kwange nga we mbagambye nti my name's Imana Irabiz, ndi mwami Munyarwanda oba omufumbiro oba omuvandimwe. However, I don't speak any of the Western languages. Lwaki? I'm born and raised in Kampala, in the central district of this country. And the first time I went past Masaka was when I was 24. Era nali ngenze mu kyalo kyaffe gye nzaalibwa okuziika jjajjange. Jjajja musajja Mukama amumuze mirembe, and that is in Ntungamo district. As a by the way, okuba sigire ekifaananyi kya Ntungamo district. Ntungamo district is the district omukulembeze w'eggwanga lino gye yasomera. Essomero baliyita Kyamate, era it is very close from wenziikwa oba obusibuko bwange gye buli.
Juzi nali Mijeera.
Yes. Kati Ntungamo is where the president went to school, and next to Ntungamo is Ruhama. First lady wa Omulungi, Mama Janet Kataha Museveni gyazaalwa. So that is where my story begins as well. However, nazaalibwa muno to a Muganda mother, and my dad was away most of the times. So nenkulanga manyi Luganda or Mama n'Oluzungu from school. So after I went to Ntungamo when I was 24 years, okuziika my late grandfather, I fell in love with Ntungamo. Being that I'm a city boy, nzaalidwa mu Kampala, sirabangako na we bakamante, sirabangako we bakolaki. I fell in love with the place, nensalawo ngende in settling in Ntungamo. But as you would know, the greed eri mu society right now. Nagenda kutaka lya muzeyi wange eyafa, nensanga nga baali balitunze emirundi 5 nga bali mu closing at the 60th cell. Kati nembakaali nnyo because nze nkuze nga I'm a bold person. I know how to stand for what is mine, and I know how to stand my rights. So nengezaako lwanagana nabo naye ate nga soogera Luganda. Nga n'abanyankole bennyini bampita Muganda because I speak Luganda and bo ba speaking. That is how my mother wasalawo nangamba, nankubira essimu nangamba, mwana wange bagenda kuttira eyo. Tewabakuliramu, tomanyi lulimi lwabwe, osula mu nnyumba oli bw'omu, oli mu kulwanagana nabo ku ttaka ly'otaagula erya jjajjaawo ne bakitaabo tebasobola lirwanirira, vaayo bagenda kukuttira mu nju, bajja kukwokera mu nju. That is how I ended up in Dubai.
Bano abantu ababiri abaaluka olugendo lwo obw'obulamu beebaani?
Abantu ababiri
abaaluka olugendo lwo obw'obulamu bw'olimu.
You caught me off guard, madde sikutegedde. Kati bano abantu ababiri ye mwami omugenzi Irabiz Isaac. Ng'omwami ono okubagenderako ekitono mu biography ye, omwami ono yali part of olutalo olwaleeta gavumenti eno mu buyinza. Era from his own account yatugambanga nti omukulembeze w'eggwanga lino General Kaguta, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, ne the brother General Salim Saleh know him personally kubanga yalwana nabo. Era nsaba munzikirize for the sake of proof mbasomere his army number because it doesn't make any techina buzibuayo. His army number was RA/049389. That was the army number, and my father served in the army, in the UPDF, before it was the NRM, the National Resistance Movement. Now it's the UPDF. He served for I'm reading from his discharge certificate. The period of service is 7 good long years and 38 days. And he was discharged. Yava maje mu bulungi yasaba era ne bamu nafuluma maje.
Bamu discharging a date che.
Bamu discharging okay, 1 minute. Discharge date, he was discharged. Date of entry into UPDF was the 3rd of August 1985. And place of entry was Rengoma. Then date of discharge was the 15th of September 1992. And for record's sake, I was 1 year old because I am a 1991 born.
That is your brief history?
Yes, that is my brief history of my father. Then my mother is a Muganda lady, born from Mityana. To go back to my dad, he's deceased now. He died 2023, just of recent. May his soul rest in peace. But my mother lives, and she's a Muganda lady. So for purposes of privacy, for her own privacy, I won't mention her name.
So going
but at least I mentioned my father's
well, thank you very much. Going to Uganda Airlines, how do you start zeroing on the cabin crew opportunity?
Okay, so that's a very good question. And in brief, when I went to Dubai, I used to be a cab driver, like an Uber driver. People would relate, even people who haven't been out of the country. But I used to be like an Uber driver, but I was working for a company, Dubai company. It wasn't my own car, it was a company car, and I used to do the service of transporting my clients, and then I used to get a salary. So within my course of duty in Dubai, I encountered flight attendants. I was working in Abu Dhabi by that time before, because it's the United Arab Emirates. And at first I was in Abu Dhabi. Only later on is when I come to Dubai, but I will get to that. So I used to encounter flight attendants from the Etihad Airways. And they were looking so suave, like you've mentioned, so smart, always carrying their bags and pulling them around. And I was like, I fell in love with the job. And not only that, but when I used to interact with them, because by nature as a person, my personality, I'm a very friendly individual. I easily make friends and interact. So I used to interact with them. Of course, it's part of customer service. You're supposed to talk to your clients, help with their bags, give them exceptional service so that your taxi will be the taxi of choice.
With the bedrock of your other service at that band, the boat.
Exactly. So I used to interact with them, and then they used to say to me, but you can be cabin crew. You have all it takes. You have the personality. You have the height. You have the good looks. You have the personality. You speak so well. You have that good smile. You have you have all it takes. So when they gave me this idea, I absorbed it, I breathed it, I slept it, I prayed for it, I fasted for it, and it became part of me. So long story short, I tried my luck with Etihad Airways, Etihad, Emirates, and Cartel Airways. But unfortunately, I wasn't selected because of reasons best known to the recruiters, which is not a crime per se, because management reserves the right of recruitment. But as luck would have it, I came back into the country here in Uganda in 2000. I went to Dubai in 2015. I came back in 2017. That is after my 2-year contract. And then within, I stayed around doing, in fact, I went back to my bar business for a while. And yes, I went back. I worked for, I don't know if I should mention.
Mention. It's a bar business. It's a public area.
Okay, it's a bar business. I used to work at Vegas Chill Out in Kawempe. And the proprietor is a fellow
Vandime.
Yes, Vandime from a fellow Vandime from Ntungamo. So we became very good friends. I used to give him very good service, and he recommended me. In fact, I remember at one point in time he told me, if you're ever to do anything in life, as a business or as a career, as a profession, make sure it's hospitality, because you are the guy.
So all about your advert, Uganda Airlines.
Yes, so now we are into 2018 September. By God's grace, Uganda Airlines, my country, because I'm a Ugandan.
And you speak Luganda?
Yes, I speak Luganda. I'm a Ugandan by birth. I'm a Ugandan citizen. My mother is a Muganda, so I have all rights to say that I belong here. This is my country.
Tambulira mu Uganda.
Exactly. So now Uganda Airlines, by God's grace.
Tambulira mu Uganda.
Okay, kantambulire mu Luganda. By the way, I'm very fluent in Luganda. So Uganda Airlines nge advertising mu 2018. 2018 mu 2018 nga bateekayo advertisement nti owekitiibwa omukulembeze w'eggwanga lino, His Excellency President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, yali ye awayizaamu ne bakulu banne ne basalawo otuwa ekirabo ekyo tuddiza ennyonyi yaffe ey'eggwanga, because mwenna abali out there mujja kukkiriziganya nange mbu a national carrier is the what could I call it, like kwesiima kw'eggwanga lyonna, nti temusobola kuba nti mwesiima naye nga mutambulira mu z'abalala as if mwe temuli nsi. However small we are a small country, but it's our pride. Yes, we have a few airlines, but we are getting there. So nga ba advertising nengamba mukama Katonda, this is my chance.
Chena
Chewayagaliza embazi
kibuyaga
asudde. Ndoza oluganda oluwulira. Kibuyaga asudde. So nga applying, in fact mukwano gwange yampaneka advert yako because he knew I had the passion. Mukwano gwange Muhiganyi Dennis, let me shout out to you. Ogutali musango nansindikira ka link ne applying nentekayo. Sina muntu n'omu from my links to my father having been in the army. I don't have any nti obana yingira by virtue of technical know-how, the terms zebagamba. Natekayo as any ordinary Ugandan citizen would do, and by God's grace I was shortlisted ne bampita for interviews. Kati interviews zitandika nga tuvudde mu mwaka 2018 tugenze mu 2019 munansonyiwa 2019 ne tugenda ne tukola interviews. Abantu mwenna, my fellow youth out there, abayinako any links or any information as to what cabin crew is all about. Muchimanyi nti it's a series of interviews. Tebiringa bino byogenda ku mulimu nga bwenzize leero kangambe nzize kusaba mulimu wano ku yaya nti ontuuze ombuuze ebibuuzo bane ndesa CV yange nti wengenda okuviira mu ntebe nga already you've made up your mind ogenda ku hiring oba nedda.
Ezo vital series eziruwa.
Vital series waliwo kye basookera ddala bakiyita nyinza obutazigenda in order munansonyiwa wenzitazigenda physical assessment. Physical assessment is just how you look nga gwomuntu bakulabyeko. Waliwo kye bayita BMI. BMI is your height against your body, and oyina okuba because ennyonyi ezo ziyina a particular weight gye ziyina situla. Obutavaayo ne zigwa jukira zibaako ne kago zibaako abantu bennyini ba client botasobola kugamba nti goli munene nnyo tetujja kutwala, yajja kujja ne weight ye. So bagezaako okulaba nti ffe nga ffe abazikolamu ate naffe tetusukka nnyo obuzito naffe kubeera a problem today. So waliwo kye bayita BMI, waliwo a swimming interview. That is very, very important because my story with that njagibanyumiza. Waliwo swimming interview, then waliwo kye bayita aptitude test, mbadde njibuuse, but waliwo aptitude yabongo okulaba oba oli steady enough oba reasoninga. But general questions like GP, if you're not twagenda twakola general paper bakubuuza kino, sometimes ne bakubuuza current affairs, bagala okulaba oba ofaayo oba olina omutima gw'eggwanga omanye ebigenda mu maaso oba gwowoza nesaagala manya siri munnabafuzi oba sirina nga oli awo omanyi wammwe wosula nawokolera. So waliwo kye bayita aptitude test, then waliwo ne final test gye bayita waliwo group assessment test. Ezo zo mugenda in a group ne ba-assessinga how you reason amongst your peers, how do you coordinate in teamwork and all that. So then the very last one bagita oral interview. Kati oral interview eno yogenda mu pano obeera nga wanchi kwetinge to what olaba kangezeko obasigira ekifaananyi olaba nga appointments z'omukulu the president zakola to maybe a minister. Kati n'agenda mu eyo vetting
mu parliament walieri
bamubulungule balaba oba he has a good track record oba he's fit for the job.
Kati pano ya airline yebeera kani? Kati
pano ya airlines ebaako abantu kati for example aba human resource, of course ababa w'emirimu ebaako maybe ba pilots ba senior pilots nabo balabe because nabo they have a say in who is fit for the job. Nabo basobola okulaba baako for example yinza okubaako kati nga ba board members ba Uganda b'ekitongole kangambe, but in this case Uganda Airlines baako ba board members baako generally people who have the experience to choose the best of the best amongst the lot, because cabin crew is a big thing. Sinti buli omu asobola okikola, it's a very, very nice job, I would say. So kati awo ne tugenda through the interviews ngera makio nyagala ngende mpola nga majjukiza nga sina muntu omugwe mmanyi mu Uganda Airlines oba munene mu maje olokwa data wange yali, and my dad by that time yali achali na alive. He died only recently 2023. We are talking about 2029. Nenga taina connections nti oba kubide omwami omukulu President Museveni because mukwano gwe nedda. So nengenda by personal merit and God's luck I went through all those interviews okubazayo emabega the swimming interview nagenda mu physical assessment ne bagamba mwawulidde nno nti tuddako ku swimming. By that time nalinge swimming gye nali mmanyi eno yagenda ku beach kuyimirira mu mazzi
n'otambuliramu nga
wempulirira ekirungi I'm a tall person so kati nsobola okugendako ewa a distance ne balowooza nti mmanyi nnyo kumbe nze I'm feeling my legs wansi gye ntandika okuwulira nga ntandise okunsitula nti situukawo nga nzire eno kati that was the only swimming I knew but because of the passion ne bagamba tuddako swimming interview ne mmanya nti akange kaweddemu nkomyawo but mukama yazza bibye twajja abantu nga bangi the numbers were overwhelming ne bagamba obudde ne buziba ne bagamba kati abasigadde mugenda kukola nca the physical assessment then abasoose I was lucky in a went nagenda with the first bunch nze nakola ku olwo lwasookera ddala ne bagamba kati bakoze physical assessment olwaleero okwosa enca mugenda kujja wano tulabe your swimming skills because of the passion and the zeal nagamba oba ngenda fiira mazzi ku luno nnyina ogafiiramu naye I will pass because nafuna this extra day nengenda awo by that time nali mbeera awo Makerere Kavule opposite the NOP offices nga kumpi n'amaka ga Right Honorable Nabanja. I was renting there ng'omuvubuka yenna so nengamba oba nfiira mazzi kangafiiremu nengenda okula grand ewaayise nkiwamu ababeeramu eyo area mugimanyi nengenda kula grand nengambo swimming instructor nti nze I don't trust myself mu mazzi gesta agansinga obuwanvu but I have a serious interview tomorrow and it is a do or die so nzize kufa oba kuyiga nangamba tewali buzibu nangamba kati ngenda kuwa kipaipo oyingirire mugana agali deep ne mugana kantandikire eri nzije
ate instructor go yagala okuwa instructions
ne mugana kantandikire naga nedda gwe beera mugumu I have you wonabanga obira like when you're drowning ngenda kuweereza ekipaipo enkusikeyo so just be free nangamba yingirira muno nampaka skill bakaita nkerabidde mu swimming terms but it's like relaxing
it is called floating you float
no floating is you can sleep on the water like flat like this ngechikola.
Could I surprise you that I'm a swimmer and I have swum for a very long time nti okuva ku breaststroke for butterfly
kaita
back
my swimming instructor nkuswaziza nayo
thanks to St. Charles Lwanga kasasa fetwayigira wali mu kidiba
bainengeje bakakola nti you're not moving you're not swimming and you're not moving naye ng'oli mazzi kati nangamba okola bukozi yo wings nobanga flapping ng'ekinyonyi nkukakasa Mr. Jaconach he didn't even give me that pipe even once nayingira mu bwenti of course nensoka ngenda munda ne panicking anti ngenda kugira nenzija nangamba kola mukozi bwenti nenkola bwenti nagenda olaba bulijjo bwebiti then kati nentandika n'obutonotono bwe nali manyibo back mbukuba
the rest is freestyle
exactly the rest is history ngampita swimming interview okubaddusa like bringing you back to speed ngampita even the final interview which final interview for clarity happened to the Ministry of Works and Transport
by na swimming pool
no ngamba the oral interview yasemberayo
but the swimming test how did you do it
swimming
from
test
where?
yali Botanical Beach in Entebbe
and who conducted it
they have instructors of course ba panelists bajja ne bateekawo obutebe ne babalaba then ba lifeguards ne boyetoloola swimming pool mwenna yonna ne babagamba mugende eyo nga bataano ne baba setting off.
Is there an individual person abeera in charge of the swimming, maybe swimming expert or aviation nachi?
No.
During that time I remember
yes.
waliwo omwami nga alinga abantu abalala he was very light skinned one mu Uganda tubayita bakyotala
okay.
abamuyita Solomon Benham. He was in charge of life saving.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if he was the one at the time.
I don't know if I crossed paths with him, but basically nga babateeka mu mazzi ne babagamba set up. Kati our task was to swim across the pool ove no mushalo ogende mu deep ate okomewo. And I immediately nenga nkama katono njagala nze guno gwange. So I went through the processes paka. Kati the final interview, this is for clarity, this is my invitation for kati this happened Reference is made to your application in the post of cabin crew.
It is dated when and written from?
Okay, it's dated on the 25th of March 2019. RIF Uganda Airlines HR. Fly the cranes to the PAL. 25th March 2019. Mr. Irabizi Mana. Invitation for interviews for the post of cabin crew. Reference is made to your application. Never take out the number. On our website, the period was between, on our company's
What
website,
was your number?
between the period of 2nd to 17th September. Then, I am pleased to inform you that your success at the previous physical assessments, you were shortlisted for the next set of oral interviews, and then these particular interviews were happening on Wednesday, the 3rd of April, 2019, at 9 a.m. at the Ministry of Works and Transport, headquarters, small boardroom, Old Port Bell Road, Kampala. And then it was signed off by Mr. Desira S. Moses, the interim manager, the interim manager, human resource. Mr. Desira Moses. Okay, Kati, I went for this particular interview on the 3rd. On this date, I just read to you guys. Nenjiita nayo by God's grace. But jukira, this is March. To remind you, this is March. Kani tugenda ne tuva March, April, May, June, July, August. Ngate nothing is happening. We are going on with our lives. In fact, I was even contemplating Mariga Daye Dubai to have it. Kati, as luck would have it, on the 9th of September, I even have the emails here. Actually, I think I can also read
that email.
Yes, I think I can also read the email. As luck would have it, on the 9th of September 2019, I remember vividly because this is my birthday. So this is the 9th of September 2019, and I quote, "Hello, Stallone. I hope this finds you well. Following the interview that you did with Uganda Airlines, we would like to inquire about your availability to attend cabin crew training due on the 23rd of September 2019, 8 a.m. at the headquarters in Entebbe. Kindly let us know if you're ready to start as soon as possible as SAP, so we can record your name in our register." We called both your numbers. My numbers were unreachable, but of course, I as soon as I saw it, I was all over the place, and I returned the email, and thank God I was put on that list.
Who signed?
Who signed? Where was it? HR office. Okay. Uganda Airlines HR office. So they call us, this particular email was calling us for the 23rd of September. However, on the 17th, so if I think I'm right, on the 17th of September, this is exactly 1 week to the 23rd, we were called in Entebbe for what they called a physical assessment. I have the email as well. Then we went to Entebbe. I was on a team with 11 individuals. So altogether we were 12, myself inclusive. So we went to Uganda Airlines. We sat in the boardroom. We sat with 2 individuals. One was a gentleman called Mr. Andrew. Is it Andrew Tugume or Andrew Tumwebaze or Tugume? And the other is a lady that I wish not to say her names, but I will tell you why. But we sat with 2 individuals, and both of them were from the human resource team. So these 2 individuals, the lady and the gentleman in this case being Mr. Andrew, they categorically instructed us, we were 12 individuals, that you have 1 week, whoever has a job, to resign. 1 single week, not a month, because as you know, in most jobs you have to put in a 2 weeks notice or a 1 month notice. They told us in a single week, you have 1 week to resign from your jobs, whoever is working. You have 1 week to be a resident of Entebbe, whoever is staying wherever. Makyu, I was staying in Kavule. So they give us 1 week. And then Mr. Andrew, he was called Ndereya, his nickname, but from Andrew. Mr. Ndereya was like, he was very authoritative ng'ayogeza maani ayogeza gume na kibuli na authority nagamba mwe muba temwagala mirimu gino ffe tugenda gigaba abantu bangi nnyo abaagala emirimu gino and we could really all agree with him because cabin crew who so this is where our mistake comes in, but I'm going to get there. Twadduka misinde. We did not look at actually ne batugamba in that meeting you're going to sign the contracts mugenda kola medicals musigning any contracts on the 23rd luno bali batuyitidde
a week later.
Exactly 1 week a week later kati we go ne tugenda mu panic mode bo benyini ne batuwa ne advice ne bagamba you people are still young people. We know we are well aware that the houses in Entebbe are very expensive. Temuzisobola because mubadde mweyiya mukola mirimu gya emitwalo 15. How are you going to afford? But what you can do, mwekwate, you do joint effort. Mwekwate ng'abalenzi babiri n'abawala babiri mufune ennyumba emu because ziba family houses nga zirina 2 bedrooms. You only share the bedroom, beg your pardon. You only share the living room and the kitchen.
Naye nga amazima mwena mwali mweyiya.
Amazima kiri nti fena twali tukyeyiya. Sirabawo yali awo nti ali established fena twali tweyiya, but of course all of us in different fields because ku team yange gye naliko yennyini eriko ba former Miss Uganda basatu. So of course they had excelled in those fields. One Nalulungi and all that. One of them is Nalulungi 2016 because by that time yali achavuga ne motoka ya motoka yeli branded Miss Uganda batekako ne erinya. So she was on my team. I'm sorry to mention Simo, but yeah. Then another was a Miss Eastern. Yes, jamwogera because she has chosen a path somewhere else. So Sagala kubateka. My intention is not to kulabisa anyone over ku sabotaging muntu yenna mu fields ze balimu. Then another 2 of our some other individuals omu yali akolera Barclays Bank as a loans officer. Loans
yali yeyiya. Loans officer mu Barclays Bank kweli.
Then another lady was working for DTB Bank. Safuna bulungi post here, but she was working for DTB Bank, and the information I'm sure about ngendo kwogera byennyinako kati the information jenyina ndi bamukolera ne farewell party omukyalo ne yali akolera
yeyiya.
Amazing. Ati fena tetwali nti tuli awo we are nothing do as it twali tuyina gye tuli nga tutetenkanya ensi ng'omuvubuka yenna. Then a better opportunity arose ne tuwanika omukono omugenzi Isma All Access yagambanga nnyo ekintu kye nayagalanga nti ensi eno kuwanika mukono when an opportunity shows up wanika omukono then luck ejja kusanga. Even in there is an English saying that says an opportunity will only dance with you if it finds you on the dancing floor.
Is being a cabin crew member a prestigious opportunity? What does it entail?
Kati what does it entail?
Kugendera kunyonyinga we. What does it entail? Financial mass eberetia. All those suits.
Kati nga oganye kugendera kunyonyi wiwe. There is another friend of mine. Yarabanga it has taken too much toll on my
that is the facade on your face.
Yes.
Olingamba yes cabin crew.
Nageza ko chiwotaringa down nagamba it is just only being a waiter in the plane.
Wow.
Ngagezako chimalamu sopo.
Nenganze namba baba bera house boy ne house girl wa kunyonyi. Tugene mubaso.
Kati ngagezako chijja mu sopo nenganze ndaba it's like a dream come true ninganga awangu do wa president wa America.
Yes, all those dream destinations.
Actually that was my main expectation mu cabin crew. Ngamanyi sigenda kugenda bino bibagamba abana Uganda gye bafiira ku budinisa bwa America mubasaba visa. Because by virtue of me being cabin crew, visa bajimpa because bamanyi I'm a person of integrity. I have a good job. I'm serving my country. So in actual sense, mbiranga delegate. Bampa mango.
Today okumulamwa.
Yes. So back to the mulamwa interviews to zise, but we say Entebbe, but what the 1 week. By that time then I was doing my ledger. Ngenda ko Vegas ne bechuba chang, but I wasn't employed Vegas ntindi ku staff payroll staff. since I was friends with the boss, omukulu oyo, Mr. Shekanabo, I won't say his other name. So nze nga ngendayo anytime when nsoboledde wenfunye time nga ngendayo nga nkuba ekituba nga nsasula bulungi on a personal basis nga nze mpitamu. So I wasn't tied to an employment contract. So awo nze sayina buzibu nga mmanyi kyawedde era namukubira ne kasimu ne mugamba papa ebyange biwedde nze ntadde nze ntadde era eyo nja kujja kulya ssente. Bannanga bayina emirimu nga ba resigninga on short notice.
Waditibi ne
bamukolera pate. Maybe she had good relations with the bosses. Namukolera pate wa loans officer n'agamba nze ntandika okugobagana n'abantu mbo beewole nga ngenda kuba bo be bannoonya naye nasolawo towel. Another friend of ours yali yakafuna employment contract ne Das is
Air Cargo.
Yes, Air Cargo. Nga he was in his second day of trading teyaddayo.
Office zali wano kumpi ne Sheraton.
Exactly. Teyaddayo n'agamba kati ate ngende mu by'emigugu nga ngenda banga ngenda waggulu eri ate njirindire wansi naye teyaddayo, and so many others. So long story short, that 1 week never came. Ensonga lwaki I'm even here. That is the sad reality of my story.
The 1 week to confirm your cabin crew membership never came from 2019 up to 6 years.
6 years
down the road. You're a very patient man, aren't you?
Thank you for that compliment. I thank you for the compliment. But
6 years?
6 years down the road.
What were the 12 of you doing in those 6 years?
A lot happened, really, a lot happened. People went into stress, depression, anxiety. People lost it, myself inclusive, on the surface, because my first, after that disappointment, my go-to option was going back to Dubai. And indeed, I went back to Dubai in 2020 after COVID, but life was never the same for me, because I went to Dubai, got a good job, hydroponics, advanced farming for some company in Dubai. I was earning a good salary, a six-figure salary, and things were good. But deep down in me, I was still grieving over my passion. I was grieving over Uganda Airlines, so I was depressed and I wasn't even doing my best at my job.
What story have they been telling you kuva 2019 paka olunaku lwa leero? That ladder of either excuses, appointments, and the rest. And who are those individuals you've been riding on?
Okay, that's a good one. So the very first excuse, of course, after 1 week, we reached out. And in reaching out, we have a more meeting, we took pictures, with these two individuals. I'll tell you why they're together. So we took pictures, selfies, and all that. Tuli mu Uganda Airlines mu boardroom, ibitebe bigiye byalagirwa, tukuya masuti gaffe tugamazeeyo.
Muvubuka ne mutandika okweraga ku Facebook,
the ladies never snapping away,
and calls started coming in. Hi,
you know. No, that wabula kukulya mabanja. Kubanga balloons officers ebyebibagala.
Mr. Ilbizi tewagalya.
Salya mabanja ni musajja muntu mulamu nnyo, so sagala gobagana n'abantu nga siri sure nti I'm going to pay back. So the very first excuse, mweyo meeting twakola WhatsApp group. Ne tuteekamu omukyala omwami Ndereya ye teyagenda munnyo because nga wembagambye yalina ekibuli nga yalina entiisa eyo nga tomala gira nnyo, so teyatwewa nnyo, ye wa information n'agamba wiiki emu wembaako gwe nkubira essimu nga mpulira yeemamaaza gwe manya nti toliiko, so tetwamwewa nnyo, but the lady was a sweet person. That's why I'm even deliberately choosing to leave her out of this, because she's somewhere else and she's a family lady and she has stuff going on. So sagala nnyo. Of course, people who are in the system bamumanyi, because all I'm saying is nothing but the truth. It happened. So mchala nitukola WhatsApp group naye. Kati after 1 week tumubuuza madam, mukama mulungi. I hope I don't say anyway. I know maybe you can edit.
Group zibeera n'amanya group eyo bagiyita batya?
Twagituuma team 12. Team 12, the successful team 12 nga tulaba Q waliwo bannaffe betwakola nabo interviews be batayita kati nga ate batuyise the 12. Kati bannaffe nga bagamba bannaye mwesimye mukama akibakoledde
team 12 egenda okukolera mu bwengula
mugenda nga naffe tugamba yefe abaana b'omulembe guno. After 1 week, nothing is happening. We make calls. We ask her in the group. Jukia, she's in the same group with us. Nga tumubuuza madam kyekigenda maaso n'agamba waliwo group eri mu training right now. Emaliriza, there is a group that is finishing training. We cannot train 2 groups concurrently, so hold on. 1 week becomes 2 weeks, becomes 3 weeks. Madam kyekigenda maaso. Twabayita abantu batono, you're just 12 individuals, bali yes bamaze, naye muri 12 tetusobola kuleeta ba instructors, or the instructors in this case abagenda bayigiriza, tetusobola baleeta kuva Canada, ku training abantu 12. So, mulindeeko tugezaako kuyita abalala, mubeerenga like a team of 25-30, tugenda ba traininga. Netulinda omwezi negugwa ogwokubiri ogwokusatu. Jukira this is September kati tugenda end of the year. End of the year we yatuuka ne batugamba nti kati anti mulaba tuli mu festive season tugenda tumalako mwaka mwe mubeere contented mwe temubako kuche konna. Everything is working out for you guys. Let's meet next year. Tutandike ne tugamba okugenda obugenzi mu Christmas nga ninya basi yange or natandika ogenda entunga moja after. So kati ninya basi yange ngenze nengamba I had made friends because I didn't have any family in Tungamo by that time, because my family bonna bajajja ababiri abazala tata bafiira Kampala twabatwalayo butwazi. All my fathers and their our mothers, their wives stay in Kampala. So that's why luli nali nsula munzeka mukadde okungamba nti bagenda kunzitira bagenda
cut malirizi.
Thank you.
Let's
nyinza okuba nyina ne benasuubiza emirimu ne maganze nno munkwate bulungi yabatwala mu nyonyi y'eggwanga.
Kati genda mu maaso oli mu kyalo.
So I go for the festive holiday. I go for the festive holiday just to chill and relax ngamanyi kangenda omwaka gonzigweremu ddala bulungi. Ntandika omwaka ogujja nga ndi fresh, ndi cabin crew material, ndi byange, ndi mulala nnyo. Kati okubazayo emabega okubajjukiza this 1 week fe twamalako tutya personally, because this is my story. Twamalako tukyofuna ennyumba Entebbe. By God's grace naina akataka kange kali ese muto a 1 acre of land. Nga ngenda manyi wendifuna kasente njaka developing oba kagira kabeerewo nga omanyi ebye Uganda kabeerewo, maybe somebody will give me better money mfune maybe closer or something. Kati nga nyina kapisi kanga kati I went back and forth with the thought of me selling that land. Naye nali nagamba ddane mukadde wange mama nti under any circumstances sijja Katonda, at least for now. Naye nenetuuza nga nze omuntu ne ngamba kyolina kyekikutaasa ng'enjogera kyolina kyekikuyamba. Tunda kyolina ofune oyitewo then ojja kizaawo. Nga ngamba mukadde nga mukubira nga mugamba mukadde kimanyi nti nze bampadde omulimu mu nnyonyi. Era esaala zonna ze tubadde Mukama atujjukidde, naye kati nyina ofuna ennyumba Entebbe mu weeki emu sirina ssente kati akataka ako olaba otya. Kati of course she had also agreed with me before utakatunda, but we yawulira ekyennyonyi nangamba ogenda kuba ofuna ssente meka
mutabani ogenda kubeera nga ofuna mmeka.
Mukadde ngenda banfuna millions 5 6 kati weekaba ka millions 9 mu myezi 2 ngenda kazaawo naye kikampisaawo kati naga kankirowoozeko, but eventually naga okay nga tunoonya muguzi na mukadde nga tumufuna nga atuwa ssente millions 9 nga tuwaako 1 million to the lawyer yatuyambako. Kati ngo omanyi ba mukadde era akulinda mu time zo nangamba nyina amabanja gange mutabani waliwo abamanja biki ane nga mukadde oyo ebyo bintu bitono nze mbumalanga nga nkwata millions nnya. Remember I had
watunda meka
natunda mwenda nemu nenjiwa lawyer nensigaza 8 kati ku 8 ogwo mukadde nangamba ina amabanja bamuli bubi ki yali mugamba mukadde sasula akaba kubanja wekubeko n'enfuufu namuwa 4 million nenziwa my mom nenkwata the 4 nenga mukadde mperekerako mu DT downtown nyagala buli kintu kyomanyi ate my mom ekitono kyensolo bagamba about my mom is a chef, a professional chef, and she has worked with the German embassy for the longest time ever. Nga kuvanga tukyali bato paka kati jakolera from one ambassador to the other, from one ambassador to the other. But I'm not to say, no.
While your ambassador nga mwagala nyo, he became Ugandan eventually. Klaus Holdebam. He was Klaus, even my neighbor on Namugongo Road.
I met him. I even told
wonderful
him.
Gentleman.
I even told him I wanted to become an ambassador.
There will never be an ambassador like him with such down-to-earth personality.
I know him personally, but he died of recent.
Yes, I know. You know he had married a Ghanaian woman. He had a short chest Pajero. I know him quite well.
Yeah, exactly.
I know him quite. I knew him quite well.
He's a personal friend. I even met him. I told him I have hopes of doing what do they call it? International relations and na ngambane somero diemba ngendako to do that, but I have
rest in peace, Klaus Holdebam. Yes. Wonderful man you were.
Exactly. So she has, but not to say I've grown up as a planned kid per se, because omuntu ayinza connecting the dots nti mama wange chef nti akolera ba ambassador ate tata wange mbu yali munamaje nalowooza nti I've come up ndi mu families nengaga nedda. My dad amaje yagavamu nga nkyali muto nnyo, so teya mu kintu.
You did experience.
Yes. Then my mom was and this is no offense, but gemazima. My mom is I would say a semi-illiterate person. Teyasoma kugenda wala. Na omanyi bakadde bafaabo nga teyasoma naye mukama through maybe his connections, maybe I don't know even.
But she has excelled in her field.
But she has excelled in her field.
She's an expert.
Exactly.
She's learned on the job.
Exactly. So she wasn't paid huge money to innocent until we grew up without having a car at home. Nga tugenda na taxi boda. But you know you run enough to full ekintu. So
mugenze downtown.
Kati, because of her experience working with the ambassadors, she has a very good taste in things. Aina neweziba ntebe, neweziba buto,
which has been inculcated
because of her working with the big people. So she asobola okulaba just that flower pot n'agamba eyo kwotava twale eyo n'alaba kino n'agamba eyo. So she has that sense in her because of environment gy'abadde akoleramu. So namutwala nga manyi ajja okulonda ebirungi nengula a 6x6 bed mazungu teeri emalayo nenengulirako omufaliso guligo spring mattress Saga
mu downtown.
Of course no ekitanda downtown tebiriyo. Ebyo ngamba twabigula awo Nsambya awo nga kudwalira awo
era kumpi n'embassy ayagala diplomatic bed. Diplomatic beddings.
Exactly, you get the vibe. Twabigula kumpi n'embassy nga njagala mbasembere kwange sawa yonna
olumerika eri ogenda side
mutaka. So naye nfuna 6x6 spring mattress agala nkowe nnyo ngende ogenda mu nnyonyi nga
olina back aches
kate ntandike asuyagala kati ekyatutwala DT mbo yangamba mukadde nti waliyo amasuuka amalungi gali mu second hand naye gali agamalayo
abali bagenzeyo tukiyita first class.
Exactly. Bana yene mfuna gali 6x6 nga gali
omwana nga yakasala endibo
osanga buliko ne gondi ne butags bwa hotels Marriott nenga buli DT nengamba banayo you brought me to the right place nembifuna nengula ebintu munju because I co-rented with one gentleman mukwano gwange oli yali owaddas naye sijja kwogera mannya ge because she's somewhere nayo ye yali owaddas kati musajja watu yali by that time talina sente yeeyiya bwe yali kyekiki nagamba ffena twali tweyiya kati talina sente talina kataka kenze nayina akataka era kikantasa because nange sayina sente kati wenatunda jukya nyinamu ennyaa zange ku kabina ennyanzi wadde mukadde ne mugamba tofaayo nze kangule everything mu nju to quarantinge ne rent ne musasula 3 months then wetunatandika okukola tugenda that would be pocket change ajja kunsasula ne tukkiriziganya. He was also a very good guy. Ne tukkiriziganya ne tufuna ennyumba. Kati ennyumba gye twafuna twagifuna Katabi Entebbe abakwata ku Entebbe twagifuna Katabi nga wakava ebayita, but the next slides ze Katabi. Then oyambuka waggulu waliyo eyo estates nyingi, ba pilots bangi basula eyo, ba cabin crew basula eyo. Kati of course we had to go mu environment y'abantu ngaffe. Tetugenda genda mu ghetto wadde tusula
eyo nanga waberayo ba pilot bananyira nyumba ba pilot.
Exactly. Netugamba we have to be close to our circles
to smell the aviation air.
Exactly. Nga tufuna mayumba mu Canaan Estates. Kati our landlady was a mother to one of the pilots. Kangambe is, by the way, no offense, government yafa, is, but I'm saying was because she's no longer my landlady, that's why I call it past tense. But is a mother to one of the pilots. The pilots jamutwala mubino. But the name, of course, Kati. Mchala ngatuwa nyumba ngatusasula myezi esatu. Kati nga wemba nyumiza, kati bringing you up to speed. Wemba nyumiza nti twatuukane mu December nga nothing has happened. Nyumizi jiweddeko. Esatu. Chala natugamba netugezaako gendayo nga we are trying to befriend her because mama wa pilot ife tuli ba cabin crew kagamba nga tulabira ddala abagagga n'abagagga bakolagana. Ate naye kenyini ngaasula awo kumpi not in the compound gye twalimu but nga makage gali kumpi n'ennyumba.
Oyo pilot?
Mama. Ni pilot actually. Kati pilot ennyumba ye eri wano, eya mama eri wano, amanyumba ga panks gali wano. Actually, we hear that pilot ye azizimba naye n'aziwa mama. Ningo naye kenyini. Yes, ningo naye kenyini abeerawo. Ngira nga tumulaba tugenda newe, ne mama tugenda newe. Kati nga tugezaako okuleeta olukwano ne tugenda sometimes ne tumubuuzaako just nga wona abuuza tumuyita mama. Emyezi esatu ejagwako nga tugenda nga tumugamba ono mama waffe nga womanyi atumanyi bulungi nnyo ate mutabani we amanyi situation yaffe because nga mutabani we abimanyi bulungi ebigenda era naffe atumanyi nga tumanyi n'omwebuuzaako what is happening nagamba naye waliwo ebikuttemu but temufaayo just stay hopeful bigenda kuggwa
ng'abagumya asomolayo ebyama n'ababuulira
temufaayo bigenda kuggwa waliwo.
And why couldn't the mother listen to him? Or there was a story he used to tell you and a story he told her.
Exactly. The mama yatugamba kimu n'atugamba ennyumba zange yes muli baana bange muli batabani bange because all of us twali mu ages nga kituufu she's our mother. Naga muli batabani bange naye ennyumba zange munda banze nkaddiye atondo which yali mutuufu munda banze nkaddiye ennyumba zange zaku ndabirira mu bukadde bwange. This is my pension. Ndi nange ni mukweyagala mu pension wange kati sigenda wuliriza stories mbadde nsaba. Yes, mbadde nsaba musooke mufujjemu ebintu mufune gye mubiteeka as they sort you guys out. We munaaterera the houses are here mukomewo. This happened, I was even in Tungama kiri kyenkugambe nti nga ngenze kulya Christmas ono mukwano gwange yasengula n'ebintu in my absentia ebitanda byange ki 6x6 kyange nati unscrewinga twalina mukwano gwaffe by that time nga oyo mukwano gwaffe nga yali part of the team naye ya applyinga naye bali be batayita era yali atwesimisa nnyo nga newe tutambula mu kkubo agenda buli omu amugamba bano nno bakola mu nnyonyi bano bano nno bakola mu nnyonyi just balinzeemu bulizi
naye nga temunnagirinnyako
nga tetunaba nagiwunyiriza wadde nga tukoma kulaba eno gye bakoleramu gundi because there is one gye bakoleramu gundi zaava ziyita batya eri packed munda mu airlines mwennyini waliwo it's just for oba bakoleramu gundi zaaba nze erabidde we baziyita but kale nga gye muyigira saagirinyako njiraba bulabi mu ndabirwamu
era kweyo period walinga otunula
era kuolo nyina ne selfies nga nekubye nga eri in my background.
Katukomewo ne story ya Mr. Iremana the cabin crew exposure journey, the most pensioned man
cabin crew ever.
After 6 years he's still waiting on to the cabin crew job. Don't go away, we'll be right back.